Hey guys, David Pingree here with Vital MX, and today we're up in the mountains here of Lake Arrowhead, California, riding Yamaha's new T7, the Tenere 700. This is a new foray into the sort of adventure market for them, and it's really, in my opinion, filling a niche. Right now there's a lot of offerings that are big, 1000 cc's, very big adventure bikes, but nothing that's nimble and a little more off-road capable. And Yamaha came in, from my experience today on this thing, just pretty much nailed it. So it's a CP2 engine in this thing, which is something they've been using for the last 5 years in another one of their street bike lines. And it's an incredible power plant for what they're trying to do with this. Very, very user-friendly, a very broad power, very smoothly applied power. A little bit different gearing ratio on this, obviously, than the street bike version, but it works perfectly in this. From today, riding through the trails up here, we've been everywhere from highway, 2-lane highway, to single track, to fire roads. And I can just lug this thing around on the trails in third, and it just chugs nice and easy. Or you put it in sixth and you're just buzzing down the freeway at legal speeds, or whatever that happens to be. A couple of things that stand out for me on this bike compared to some of the other adventure bikes I've ridden. It's very simple. A lot of these dashboards and controls on some of the other ones, there's different modes and all these different buttons, and you gotta almost be a NASA engineer to know what you're doing. This is like super simple. There's a couple of toggles where you can scroll through different things. ABS on and off button, which to me is key. Anytime you're off-road, you need to have that analog braking system off. I find myself using the back brake to kind of steer this thing with the rear, and it's very important. If you leave that on and you go to hit it, it will just modulate down and you'll be flying off the trails. But it's very, very simple to operate and to understand how to use, which I just found great. And the price point of this thing as well, it's under $10,000, which is significantly less expensive than a lot of its competitors. It's a very comfortable ride. You know, they have two different seats. This is the standard seat that I've been on today. They have another one that's a little bit taller. Kind of gives you more of both of them are a very moto type of ride. You know, you're upright, feels super comfortable for a motocross guy. The other one's just a little taller, makes it easier to go from standing to sitting. I've got a pretty short inseam, so this one was great for me. I felt like I can touch both feet to the ground, so if I needed to turn it around in a trail, I can do that very easily. And just super fun on the trails. You know, a lot of times these bikes aren't meant to hammer big sand rollers, but you know, I'm jumping this thing here and there and popping off little rocks and you know, dips in the ground, and it's just very playful and fun. It's a little bit lighter weight than a lot of the other offerings that other manufacturers have. It lets you be a little bit more playful with it in the trail. So I didn't feel like I had so much mass going in one direction that I couldn't just, like I said, grab the rear brake, skid it around, and accelerate out of a turn. The tires that it comes with are very much a dual purpose tire. They work great on the asphalt, and as long as your dirt is pretty hard, they work great. As soon as we start getting into some loose sand, these things they're not meant for that. They're not hooking up, but you can go to a motocross knobby if you wanted to, or there's different ranges of tires, you know, different types of knobby, just depending on the type of riding you're doing. So that's something you need to adjust. The suspension's also fully adjustable. Compression rebound, there's a hydraulic preload setting on the shock just to kind of help with your ride height. If you're throwing somebody on the back, there is a set of pegs for a second person. You can adjust that just to keep your ride height in the right place. There's an adjustable toggles on either side for your headlight. So if you do have another person on, you can adjust your headlight down, or if you're just someone that likes it further out or further down. Just a lot of versatility that way. Good full wraparound hand guards, good body work and a skid plate for smashing into things. If you tip it over, you're not going to completely destroy it. So it's kind of set up for the dirt. If you're going to tip over, it's going to protect itself, which I liked. I would tell you the one thing that I would change on this thing today is just get a little bit wider foot peg. It's totally fine if you're riding on the road or just standing up here and there, but we were on the pegs a lot today, and I just find that I'm only about half my foot is on the peg. I would just like it, you know, maybe 15 mil wider, just to give me a bit wider platform. Really the only thing I would change. They even come with like a moto grip. A lot of these will come with a street bike grip, and if you get a sweaty hand or get dirt on them, they get really slippery. It's more of a hard plastic. These are kind of moto inspired, so they're a softer rubber. The brakes are just right. They'll stop you for sure, because it is dual front rotors, but you don't want them so grabby that in the dirt, if you touch it, it just tucks. So they did a really good job of finding that happy medium there. And just all the way around, awesome bike, a lot of fun. If you haven't checked these out, go down to your Yamaha dealer and have a look. This is sort of raising the bar for this whole market. And the adventure market is booming right now. A lot of baby boomers reaching that point where they're not willing to jump huge triples on their local motocross track. So they're going to more adventure riding, off-road riding, and this is gonna be right up your alley. They also make a lot of Yamaha products for this thing. If you're looking for a bigger skid plate, the bags for the side, if you're gonna take stuff with you, all kinds of aftermarket stuff you can bolt on this thing. There's power ports up front if you wanna plug a phone in or GPS or whatever else you wanna put in there. It's really set up for you to piece it together the way you want and kind of utilize it the way you want to utilize it. So really impressed with this bike. Hope we can get some more time on it down the road and just you know, kind of get out and see what it's capable of. We pushed it today. I think we found what it'll do on the street and the dirt a little bit, and it's a lot of fun. So looking forward to spending more time on this. Thank you to Yamaha for having us out. Thank you guys for watching. These will be in your Yamaha dealership soon. Go check them out.